All right, welcome back. I was just getting ready to start exercising, and it made me start thinking about when I was having issues with my own shoulder when I was in the gym, and things that I was doing and what I was doing wrong that was probably starting, that caused me a lot of problems. And had I realized them sooner, I probably would have not been had, taken 3 months or something to rehabilitate it. But back then I didn't really know what I was doing, and now thankfully I do, and now I want to share this with you. So I got to thinking as I was doing these training videos that I want to share with you some tips that you can do in the gym. This is for men, this is for women, everybody. If you work out with weights and you want to protect your shoulders, this is kind of what I recommend that you do to avoid injury. Or if you're already having injury, pain in your shoulder, these are some things you can change and make your shoulder start to feel better. And it starts with a couple of exercises that are very popular. Of course, people like to bench press and people like to shoulder press. So what I found was when my shoulder was injured, I was doing a lot of heavy bench pressing and really using barbells a lot. And the problem with these is that they're very restrictive in the way you can move. There's only almost one plane of motion that's happening, and it kind of locks you into position. That's the first problem. The second problem is bringing the shoulders down too low. And what I mean by that is, you can imagine I'm laying on a ball just for the example, but if you're laying on a bench in the gym, bringing your shoulders down so the bar will touch your chest and then pushing up. This is a very common thing for a lot of bench pressing, people who do bench press to do. What that's doing though is creating a lot of strain and pressure on the front of your shoulder, and it can cause instability, and that instability can lead to pain and inflammation or even a more serious injury. This is what I experienced, so I made some changes. So what I did, first thing I did was I altered how I was doing bench presses. What I started to do was quite simply not going down as low. So instead of going all the way down and then pushing up, I was only going to where my elbows got to my back level, and then I was pushing up. And to be quite honest, unless you're a competitive weightlifter who is required to do a certain type of motion, you're getting just as good a workout doing what I'm doing, and it's better for your shoulders. But on top of that, I just stopped using the barbells. I take that out of the equation altogether, and then you can start going to things like dumbbells, because, and I'll give you an example with these, the dumbbells add a better freedom of motion when you're doing your exercise. So the same concept is true. You don't want to drop way low and then push up, but if you're coming down, you can see I've got more freedom to move, to control my posture and press up, and I'm stopping when my elbows get to the back level. The bonus of the dumbbell is it's using one side weight on one arm, so you're getting a lot more strengthening that way. So if you insist on doing bench presses or dumbbell presses, at least do them properly and at least do it that way to protect your shoulders. And the same goes true when we're talking about shoulder pressing. Whether you're bringing, some people are bringing it from behind. This is a terrible thing to do for your shoulders. Again, it's rotating your shoulder way too far back. It creates instability in the front, and it's going to cause issues. Even if you bring it in, better way to do would be bring it into the front. But again, don't drop your elbows so low. You should be here about 90 degrees and then pushing up. To be quite honest, I would avoid that altogether though. If you're going to do a shoulder press, if you need to do a shoulder press, again, take your dumbbells. You're going to have a better range of motion, better degrees of freedom of motion here. You're still stopping at 90, pressing up, and bringing down to 90 degrees. And my shoulders aren't way back either. If we'll check from the side view, they're almost slightly in front of me. And then I'm pressing up and down like that, okay? Not going too low. You're protecting your shoulder joint. You're getting just as good a workout as you would if you're using a big bar with a ton of weight on it, or even using a bar at all. These are just a few things you can do. I was just thinking about it. I was getting ready to start my workout and wanted to share that with you just as an added bonus for those of you who are having pain when you're going to the gym with those types of movements, or those who are just trying to avoid getting shoulder issues when you're in the gym. That's probably the two best things I can offer you. So I hope that helped. We'll see you again soon.